today's morning rounds, how actor Alan Alda's public acknowledgement that he has Parkinson's disease is raising awareness about the debilitating condition. Alda made the announcement yesterday right here on CBS This Morning.
Because I'm sort of well known, it might be helpful to people to hear the message that there are things you can do, you can learn about things and not follow quackery, but find out what real science is coming up with that helps. It helps to keep moving.
Parkinson's disease affects an estimated 1 million Americans and more than 6 million people worldwide. It's the fastest growing neurological disease. Cases are expected to double by 2040. For 2 decades, actor Michael J. Fox has been the public face of Parkinson's through his foundation. Dr. Rachel Dolan is Vice President for Medical Communications at the Michael J. Fox Foundation and a movement disorders physician. Dr. Dolan, good morning. Welcome.
Thanks for having me.
First of all, what causes Parkinson's and why does it seem to be spreading so quickly?
Well, Parkinson's is a complex disorder, and at the core of it, there's loss of brain cells that make dopamine, which is a brain chemical that's responsible for normal movement. So that's why we see symptoms like tremor, slowness, and stiffness. But Parkinson's can also cause non-movement symptoms like memory problems, mood changes, sleep problems. And the reason we see it increasing is because age is the most common risk factor for Parkinson's. So as our population is getting older, we're seeing the diagnosis increase of Parkinson's.
Speaking of diagnosis, how important is it to have an early diagnosis, like in the case of Alan Alda?
Well, it's difficult to get a diagnosis because we don't currently have a test to diagnose Parkinson's. So there isn't a blood test, there isn't a brain scan that can make a definitive diagnosis of Parkinson's. We rely on a person's story of their symptoms and our physical examination, looking for those symptoms, the tremor, the stiffness, the slowness, walking and balance problems, to make that diagnosis. And that's why it can be difficult to get a right diagnosis or get an early and accurate diagnosis, and can delay the care of Parkinson's.
Given the variables in play, how difficult is it to predict the progression of the disease?
Well, it can be very difficult. Everyone has an individual course with Parkinson's. There's a saying in the Parkinson's community that when you've met one person with Parkinson's, you've met one person with Parkinson's.
Right.
So it's a very unique and boutique disease where everybody's symptoms are different and everybody's course is different. So it can be very difficult to predict what your course will look like and what your symptoms will be.
We've been showing a picture of Michael J. Fox this morning boxing. Talk about the importance of exercise and something Alan Alda, but we all learned yesterday, this idea of a cross movement exercise like boxing
Through the midline.
Exercise in general is critical for the management of Parkinson's. It's one of the things that's almost as important as the medications you take or the surgery you might have, because it can help with all of the symptoms of Parkinson's, but there's also early evidence that it may slow the progression of Parkinson's. So doing things like crossing the body, challenging your flexibility and your coordination, even incorporating your voice to scream at the bag when you're hitting it. These things help with the symptoms of Parkinson's and could also slow the progression of the symptoms in some people.
It's true. It's good to, and helping prevent Alzheimer's too, right? All that extra.
Some early evidence that can help with memory and thinking changes as well.
All right, Dr. Rachel Dolan, thank you so much. Good to see you.
Thanks for having me.
And today on the